If you're interested in starting a YouTube channel, how to go about it. And I figured because we did it and because we're able to succeed with this, we figured we'd share, all the lessons that we learned. What's going on, guys? This is Brain from Advancement Hockey Advising here. And today we got a nice special bonus video for you here where we'll be talking about how we got monetized on YouTube. So I know that this video is way different than all the different videos that we make, right? It's way off topic to all the hockey content and all the training content, the mindset content that we talk about. But really we're making this video because even though some of you might not be interested, I know that a lot of people are interested in how it works for the whole YouTube monetization process. If you're interested in starting a YouTube channel, how to go about it. And I figured because we did it and because we're able to succeed with this, we figured we'd share, all the lessons that we learned and all the different requirements and all that kind of stuff in our process. And that way you have a better idea as to how to do it in case, you were thinking about starting one in the future here. So without further ado, we're going to dive into it here. So in this video, we'll basically be talking about three main things here. So number one, we'll be talking about what the YouTube monetization requirements are. And then moving on from there, number two, we'll be talking briefly about our story and how we got the YouTube channel started, why we started it. And then number three, which is probably most important here, we'll be talking about the general guidelines that we kind of followed to help grow our channel. All right, so let's start with the YouTube monetization criteria. So actually, a lot of people don't know this, but there's actually 6 criteria that you have to meet to be monetized on YouTube. But a lot of them are really easy and are really not the focus here. There's 2 main ones that you want to focus on, and if you do these, the other ones will fall in line and they'll get into place. So the 2 main ones here are first getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is often a huge milestone that a lot of people celebrate. And then the second one is getting 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 12 months, okay? Typically, if you get to 1,000 subscribers and you're consistently putting out content, the 4,000 hours of watch time in the last 12 months should take care of itself, okay? If you're putting high quality content consistently, at least like once a week or something like that. But those are the 2 main ones that you want to focus on. Really, it's getting that 1,000 subscribers. That's usually the big one that the early YouTubers focus on. For us now, like I know it might seem like it's a huge daunting task and that it'll take forever to get that. You have to remember though that YouTube is exponential, right? The more you make content consistently and the more YouTube starts promoting it to the algorithm, the more people are going to see it, the more people are going to share it, and from there you'll get more and more subscribers on an exponential scale. Hopefully that's the ideal anyway. So you got to remember that. So if you do consistent effort and you're consistently posting and you're putting out good content, you should be good to go. It took us about 1.5 years, okay, starting past like January 2021 to now like June 2022. So yeah, a year and a half to really hit the 1,000 subscriber mark and also the over 4,000 hours of watch time and to be able to monetize our channel. So it took us a while, but that's honestly the average for YouTube channels. Now some people it might take a little bit longer. Some people they might get in 5 months. It depends on the niche that you're in and the type of content that you have. But overall, it can definitely be done if you do it consistently. All right, so moving on here to our story and how we started the YouTube channel. So basically we had 0 expectations, okay? I mean like 0 when it came to YouTube. The whole goal behind it was to neatly package informational videos and put them out there for our clients to watch. That was literally the initial idea. That way they could watch 5 or 6 or more hours of content and get themselves educated on the junior hockey world, on the NCAA hockey world and all that stuff because I'm just one guy and our team of advisors only have a finite amount of time and we can't just educate everyone one by one, right? It just wasn't efficient. So we thought, we'll just post it on YouTube, make these nicely packaged videos. That way multiple people can watch it. And then when we have our phone calls and have our consultations with them, they're more educated and they can ask better questions and make them more nuanced and stuff. So that literally was the entire goal behind the YouTube channel. No goal of growth, no goal of 1,000 subscribers until later. And then, we posted these videos and it was honestly stagnant for about 3 or 4 months. And this is to be expected oftentimes until the algorithm picks it up. So basically we had I think 36 subscribers or something crazy like that for 3 or 4 months, but we kept posting consistently, because we wanted to serve our clients. And because, I heard that if you post consistently, it's honestly a good thing for the algorithm. So I started thinking about that too, but we just made it a point to post every Sunday at 9 a.m. and then never missed a date. So basically we did that. We didn't think much of it. Clients loved it. They were super happy because they could watch it, then ask us questions. And then after about 3 or 4 months, it just started picking up, especially our junior A rankings for NCAA programs. That video just took off. If you want to watch it, you can click up right here, by the way. But that video kind of just took off and then the subscriber count just kind of started going up and up and up. and then there was always this consistent climb. Like every day there'd be 2 to 5 new subscribers. It was pretty cool to watch. That's kind of how it got going, and honestly after a year and a half then we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. But honestly, like the whole point of it, like I said, was to educate our clients and to help them out, and we never had an expectation, and we were just kind of having fun with it and doing it to serve our clients. So if you come at it with that perspective, I think you could also find success if you decide to start a YouTube channel. All right, now moving on to the next part here is the general guidelines that we follow to grow our channel. And when I was thinking about this, I could think of really 5 main ones that I was able to land on. And I would say for you guys that are maybe thinking about starting the YouTube channel in the future, I would say this is what you want to pay attention to here. The stuff we said before, cool, like it's a story and everything, but this is practical advice that you can use if you're thinking about it and if you want your channel to succeed. Number 1 is to find a niche that you enjoy talking about. Now there's 2 things here. First of all, you want to find a niche. Now what a niche is a specific topic, okay, or a specific set of topics or things you want to talk about, okay? For us, it's hockey advising. For other people, highlight videos. For other people, it's talking about health and nutrition. You know, you really want to niche down as much as you can. Now, how much you niche or how much you want to stay broad, that's up to you, but typically you want to find a good solid niche, and ideally a niche where there's a gap, right? For us, when we looked at it, there was a gap. There wasn't that much information on YouTube, especially, and on the internet altogether, honestly, about hockey advising in the hockey world, but there wasn't barely any on YouTube. So we're like, you know what, we're going to try and fill that gap here. And if you can find that niche, the algorithm really favors that and puts your videos out there. So the algorithm really likes niche content because there's so many different YouTubers out there that if you find a good niche where there's a gap and people want to watch, you know, you won't have that much competition. The algorithm is going to promote your videos. So that's the first thing. Second thing is talking about things that you actually enjoy. Now you have to enjoy talking about this stuff, because if you don't, honestly, it takes so long for the algorithm to kick in and to get monetized and all that stuff. And even when you start getting monetized, you don't make that much money. If you don't enjoy what you're talking about, you're going to quit, or you're going to be miserable doing it the entire process. And life's too short to be miserable, right? In my opinion, like you have to enjoy talking about the things, because if you don't, then you probably won't last. And even if you do, your content won't seem as authentic if you don't like it. So for all those reasons, really find a niche that you enjoy talking about, and that's like the most important, I think, to starting a YouTube channel. All right, now number 2 is to organize your ideas with a system. It's really important to, if you have an idea, to write it down and to have a nice, neat system to publish your videos, to edit them, to script them and all that stuff, and to finally put them on live on YouTube, okay, and to schedule them and all that stuff. It's really important to have a good system where you can write your ideas down and everything, because if you don't, then you'll be disorganized, everything's gonna be all over the place. You won't be as efficient that way, and it's gonna be a lot less effective and a lot more work to keep up with it, and you might lose some really good ideas that you might have had. So here we're gonna just put on our screen here, we're gonna share this. Basically, it's what I call the idea box. It's just a nice way, you know, from idea to when the cogs start turning, to scripting the video, to you know, filming it, to publishing it, or to editing it and then publishing it. You see the nice sequence there, and that way if we have an idea, and sometimes I won't touch it for a year or so, but then I'll come back to it and be like, oh yeah, like I want to talk about that. So that's just a nice, neat way to organize it. You can definitely steal that from me. I stole it from another YouTuber, okay? So it's definitely not like my original patented content or whatever. So if you want to steal, like if you're thinking about starting a channel, organizing it this way is super, super effective. I highly recommend it. All right, now number 3 here is to post consistently. Okay, this is absolutely the golden rule of YouTube and of social media altogether. If you post sporadically all over the place and not that often, the algorithm just won't pick it up. But if you post consistently, for a number of reasons, it's so important. I started about once a week. Once a week's typically the time that we recommend to people if they're new at it, because you need to learn how to do it and all that kind of stuff. You need to learn the process. So once a week's a good place to start. If you're finding that you have more free time, then you can bump it up to twice a week, or the odd like bonus video, you know, in the middle of the week timeline that you have. Okay, the odd bonus video would be fine, but you can even bump it up at twice a week once you start getting comfortable. But honestly, just the fact of posting consistently at least about once a week. You do once every 2 weeks if you want, but the channel growth is going to be a lot slower then. So you want to do about once a week. That's the golden rule. If you do this, it's honestly, that's the golden rule. If you do this, that's like half the battle right there. Is just showing up and putting good enough content to start, right? Because the first videos aren't going to be great. If you look at our first videos, they weren't the best, but then the quality, just you want to improve time and time again. And by doing that and posting consistently, you'll get better and better, and the algorithm will just, favor your videos and promote them. And a quick tip on this here, you want to schedule your videos on the same day and time each week, because this way, once you start to build an audience, they start anticipating your video coming out at that specific day and time. So it's like a show, right? They're excited to see the video next week. So that's a quick pro tip that I wanted to give you guys. All right, now number 4 here is to focus on keywords. Now, basically you want to put the keywords everywhere that are relevant to your channel and your video. So basically you want to put them in the title, you want to put them in the description, in the tags, and even the words you're speaking, you want to be tossing in some keywords here and there, and you want all of them to sync nicely, because the more these keywords sync, the more the chances that the algorithm picks it up through search, and the more the chances that your video is going to be found at the top in the search and not at the bottom, which is super, super important for a new channel starting out. Because when you're starting out, the algorithm doesn't know your channel, it's not promoting it. So the only way to really be found is through the search engine. And that's super, super important to get started. So get the keywords in, really make sure they sync everywhere, and that's really going to help you start out. And then once you get going, once you're at the 1,000 subscriber mark and you have a lot of watch time and all that stuff and you have an audience, then it's still important to have good keywords. Honestly, like, the algorithm kind of takes over at that point, but to start especially, the keywords are super important. And now number 5 here is to optimize the other features on YouTube that can give your channel an edge. Now this might seem like the micro stuff or the stuff that's not as important, right? But honestly, it does go a long way. So having a good channel banner, okay? So when people visit your channel, the first thing they see on the top there, that's important, right? You want people to see that your channel's serious and that it's a nice product, right? And it's a nice thing to look at, that it does make a difference. Having a good channel logo, right? That's super important too. If you're using your personal name, then put your as a personal brand, you put a nice picture of your face that looks professional, right? If it's your company or your brand or whatever, you want to have a nice logo in there that you want to put. You want to have your watermark set up. Watermark is basically the logo that you see at the bottom of the videos. That's super important because by clicking that, people can find out more information, or they can even subscribe. So that's super important. Having other things like the website links, if you want to link to your business or your email in there, super important that people can contact you. In the description, you want all the things optimized, right? So when if you have like affiliate links you want to click to or whatever, click that in there. And all those little things, right? It sounds a little meticulous and detailed and not that important, but it does go a long way, especially if you're starting out. You want to give yourself all the advantages possible. So I definitely recommend optimizing all those different features there. All right, now I know we went over a ton of things here that a lot of you are probably not familiar with because it's a bit of different content than what we usually make. So we're going to do a nice recap of the most important points here. So first, starting with the 2 main YouTube monetization criteria that you need to focus on. First is reaching the 1,000 subscriber milestone. And second is having over 4,000 hours of watch time hours, okay, in the past 12 months. All right, now moving on to the general guidelines here that you need to follow to grow your channel. So first, find a niche that you're passionate and that you like talking about. Number 2 is to have a nice system to organize your thoughts and ideas and your publishing system and everything. Number 3 here is to post consistently. Start with 1 time a week and then kind of go from there. Number 4 is to focus on keywords across the board. And then number 5 is to optimize all the other important features that we talked about. All right, guys, that is it for this bonus video here. I know it's totally different than what we typically talk about, but hopefully you guys appreciate this kind of content here because we really want to share our story and to help you guys out that are maybe thinking about starting a YouTube channel in the future. So if you did like this kind of content that was totally different than our other videos, definitely destroy that like button if you haven't already, and consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell if you're new to this channel here. And check out our other videos because this is not typically the type of content that we have. If you're interested in hockey, check those videos out. All right, too, if you have any questions, anything you want to talk to us about, feel free to drop a comment down below or send us a private email at info@ahadvising.com and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on that next one.